You're live.
Welcome to Life Mysteries. I'm your co-founder. I'm your host. I'm Emma, your psychic medium, your clairvoyant of Life Mysteries.
I'm Donna. I'm your co-owner and hosting this evening for Life's Mysteries. Come on. It's you. You don't introduce them.
We have a great show tonight. His name is Anthony Sabellos.
And there he is.
Hey.
Hey,
Rock and roll.
rock and roll.
Oh, when you do that. Welcome, Anthony.
Thank you for having me.
Well, always a pleasure. Hi, Kelly, darling. Right, Donna, ask the man himself a question.
Oh, already?
Well, we could sit here and talk about what we did to Donna before we started this, but she'd hate me. Yeah, oh, the UK is in the house. 2 a.m. in our UK. Well done, girls. Thank you.
I'm just wondering, did anybody catch that prank? It's now.
Nobody caught the prank. On you go. Hi, Kimmy, sweetie. Nobody caught the prank. On you go.
Hey, Kimmy.
Nobody caught it. Wow. Right over their heads.
Right, so basically what happened, we started off, I sent Anthony the link, I saw him behind, I didn't put him up. I basically said to Donna, I'm really sorry, but Anthony can't make it. So Anthony was in there giggling away. He wasn't making it any better because he was giggling. So Donna went, what? And I said, oh yeah. And she was like, what did he say? And I said, he said, sorry girls, I can't make it this evening. And she was about to curse him. And then I put him up in case she said something. Sorry, Donna. Right, can we get on to the guest? Because Anthony 2 minutes ago said he was an open book. I'm ready. Come on.
So, okay, let's open this book, Mr. Anthony Sabellos. Let's strip you back
Ooh.
all the way to when you first started with all either investigations or anything. Strip you all the way back.
With the paranormal?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm asked that all the time. Really, I didn't get into the paranormal. The paranormal got into me. It found me. I didn't find it. It found me.
Okay.
Because when I was 5 years old, and I see, there we go again. So then that just came up to me again, reminded me of the number 5. So when I was 5, I actually I passed away when I was 5, and but of course, I'm still here.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that's where I wanted to strip back to.
Yeah, that far back.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no stripping going on in this show.
Yeah. Nice. I passed away when I was 5, and then soon after that, that's when I was. I don't remember ever seeing anything before that, but I know that I started to see. I started off actually with what you call negative spirits, I guess. Darker spirits, and I would see them on people. I mean, they would. I started hearing voices in my head. Would telling me to do some bad things. I mean, it's weird. And even today, I was just thinking about that because I just went through some things here this past week, this weekend, which is good because I had some time alone. Like as you know, I'm always on a podcast when I'm doing mine. It's just busy, and then it seems like we don't put time for ourselves to get alone, and we're already alone as it is because we all have abilities here, and even in the chat, we're some lonely people. Even though we may be married, for 30 years or whatever, we've always still walk a solitude walk. We have to be by ourselves. We have to get away. And so growing up, because I grew up with my grandmother, she was always working, so I was left alone from the age back then back in the day, we could leave our kids alone at 7 years old.
Yeah.
You know, not like now. And so we grew up in a different way. And then even then, since I grew up by myself, because I was the oldest one, I have a brother and a sister, but I'm way older than they are. And then I didn't grow up with them anyways. I was really just left alone with these abilities that started to develop and really fast. And then of course you can't talk to nobody about them because I mean, no, back then nobody knew anything about this. Now if you got a child that comes up to you and says, "Hey, I hear voices," there's a lot of people that can try to give them some counseling in the right way, or try to lead them to develop them. Not just shut them in. Of course, back then there was nobody to talk to, even as I got older. So, but by the time I was 8 years old, I mean, I was pretty much getting really strong in this because I was alone and I was nobody told me that I couldn't do this. So like they didn't. I never heard this. Well, you know what? That's just your imaginary friend, or that's not real. And that's usually what parents do, and the child will just the gifts will just go away. Well, they'll do it dormant or whatever, or don't never find out how to use them or anything.
Right.
So for me, that was just like a crazy West Texas weed. It just grew and grew all over the place.
Right.
And then as I got older, I mean, in school, and it just seems like I kept going on different levels, and it just kept getting to the next level. And then as I got into my teens, about 17 years old. Of course, back then, I mean, like say, I know it's around now, but it's just different. Even everything is different now compared to us. When we were growing up. Even when I got into getting high a lot. Hey, that's what we did back in school. I was in school.
Listen, that's what we still do now.
I was in high school in the '80s, man. I mean, that's when everything was cool,
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
So got into things like that, and that's when I started to. But the time I was 17, man, I was able to work energy. I was able to do a lot of magical things that I didn't even know. I didn't even know the terminology, and to this day, right now, actually, just to here recently, I'm still learning the terminology for certain things. Just like I was saying earlier, when people refer to spirit, spirit tells me this, and to me, it's like, okay, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know the terminology, but I could do a lot of things,
Right.
and I could wheel people, and just I was rebellious for a long time. Of course, we all are, and then I think it was even crazier because here I am, a rebellious kid with abilities that can mess with people and stuff.
Right. Well, we have a question from Desiree Davis. Hi, Desiree, darling. How did you come to realize you had abilities?
Well, I mean, like I said, when I was a child, I mean, I knew that I was different, and I mean, and even because when you have these abilities, I know everybody can share this. We're just, I guess we can say we're weird in a way.
Yeah.
And in schools, when we get around other people, they can pick up your energy. They just don't know what they're picking up, and they can feel intimidated, or they can feel, they just feel something weird around you, but they think that it's you, but it's actually them,
Yeah.
and that's where we become that outcast as we're growing up in society, especially when we're young, because when you're little like that, or even in high school, they can be really mean, and then you're trying to deal with things on your own without having any kind of help or anything like that. So it's so you start to notice there's just something different about you. You don't like to hang around with crowds. You don't like to be around people or something like that. So you start to notice that you're different.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like I said, then I started to get when I was 17. By that time, I was pretty much probably, I would say, where some adults are or in their abilities now. I was way ahead because it never stopped for me. So I was, and the crazy thing about it is that now that I look back, some things here that I had to learn how to do, either by reading a book or whatever, or get in with a mentor. I knew a lot of things without ever being mentored. I just knew how to do them. And but when I turned 17, when I was 17, that's when I first started to use the spirit board. So I've been doing that for a while.
Right, we have another question. We're rolling in here.
Hey,
Me and you
Debbie.
in the back seat, Donna. This one's from Michaela. How would you describe your abilities?
How would I describe them? Like name them?
Well, I don't know. Name them or how you see. Nobody ever puts a clear question up, You're asking me and it's not my question.
Yeah.
Excuse me, to be fair,
I guess
Michaela's in the UK and it is 2:00 in the morning.
I guess describe would be name them. I mean, I really don't go by any names. I don't. I know I have many. There's not it's not very many. I'm not trying to be anything that I'm all this big thing,
Yeah.
but since I was young, I could get into people's heads. So whatever you call that, I could manipulate energy and whatever you call that. So I don't have the names for them. I
Yeah.
could, of course, when I started getting into, like I said, around 16, 17, 18, I was able to astral project. I was doing that a lot. Remote. Said I didn't know all these names back then. I still really don't get the difference between remote viewing, remote channeling, or astral projection.
Oh, they're all like how you see your abilities. In what way are yours different?
They're not really different. I just have them all.
I love that answer. That's just a short, quick answer. Like, boom.
Yeah, because I have what you have. I have what Donna has. I have some of these people that I know in the chat. I have that too.
I think what Anthony's trying to say is he has a lot of abilities by watching other podcasts and other people with abilities, and he can relate to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And their abilities, so he doesn't know where he fits in with his abilities to label his abilities.
Yeah, like an empath, I read about that. I could do that. A clairvoyant, yes, I can do that. Manipulate energy,
so
yes, I can do that.
A mixture of different. Someone's just named me, but that's am I in trouble?
Yeah, so that's what I mean about the ability. So so I really don't name them. I mean, like I said, I don't come out and just name them. I'm this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
I still don't reveal everything.
No, I noticed that. I noticed talking to you. You hide a little.
Because even right now, I've talked to Donna so much, and yet even right now, I feel like, okay, now Donna's going to really hit me with the questions that she really wants to know. Because even when we talk privately, I don't talk about certain things. So, but now that I'm on there, she's going to hit me with it. That's okay.
And that was the first question she asked you.
I'm ready.
Like one of the questions she should actually know is the
whatever you want to know. Right now's your chance.
Well, hold on a minute, because we're getting excited about that here on the show. I'll hold back.
It's the wraith abilities.
Yes.
It's the wraith prince, is what it is.
I know you got some abilities that you don't speak about, and that's your privacy. So,
I mean, I'll tell you if you want to know. Like I said, I don't. To me, it doesn't bother me. I'm not like some of these people that just they're being so.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that to you because I already can pick up.
Emma will do it.
I'm doing it to you.
Emma do it.
I never even got a question, so I'm going to do it. I want you to name them, and I'm not going to hold back. You said anything, so I'm going to ask you to name them.
Yeah, because we're close. I can.
Some of the stuff that I don't talk about is because I don't agree the way even the paranormal people look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I do come from a bloodline of witches, and I don't like even to say it that way because I don't like the word witch because people don't understand what that word means.
Yeah.
They don't even know. It's a word like witch, darkness, dark, light, all this stuff, evil, good. These are words that either the Western has done it or wherever they came from. It doesn't give you the true meaning of what you're trying to talk about.
Mm.
Yeah.
And unless you walk that walk, then you'll know what dark is.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not the way people perceive it. And so
Yeah.
that's my bloodline,
Yeah.
and so I do know how to do that type of magic also.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that I learned most just about 90% of my abilities at a very young age. By the time before I was 20, I had them all down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just like the question, you come from a very powerful blood people.
Hmm.
And I agree. See, I knew already that about you, but I wasn't going to say anything because I know you don't talk about that a lot.
Right.
You know.
And now I can read palms. I can read tarot cards. I can um, use. There's not too many things that I don't know about. I mean, there's a few that I just, and the only reason, and I do know about them. I just haven't gone down those paths because um, that's a little bit harder. For what I mean by a little bit harder, it's kind of like if you're gonna start conjuring up infernos and start working with them, then you're gonna have to really, really be into what you're doing. You know.
Well, I feel, I mean, I have witchery in my background also, but it all depends on what you do with it. You know, like I have herbalist witch in my background, but if you have witch in your background, you have witch in your background. So,
Yeah.
you know, you could do, I'm not even going to go there, but you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But, um,
The
I
one that.
mean,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Now I was gonna answer that question. This is which such ability do I love using the most?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Um, that one. Which one do I like to use the most?
Yeah.
I really don't have one because it takes for me the good thing about that I've have found out about my life is that it seems like I came into when I was, like I said, growing up. I had a lot of anger, and I used the anger. I didn't even I always said this. I never had anger. I had rage.
Yeah.
So I used that rage, and then when I discovered that I was able to do this, and then when I got around other people, because I was like really young, and I was always seemed like I always ended up with people older than me. People our age that already were working a lot of different types of magic, and so I learned a lot from them. If you would call them sorcerers or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot of very heavy duty stuff at a very young age, and for me, it's kind of like it's good because it's kind of like now, when we're growing up and we're rebellious, we're bad, whatever, we get into a lot of bad things. But then you decide to change your life, and now you're doing positive things. But it's good because you know the other side to it. So it's not just coming in and you're all good, you know what I mean? Or you're all just all bad. What I've worked on for years now is trying to have that balance between, I guess I would use the words between good and dark and light.
Yeah.
Mm.
So walking that fine line, and so for me, it's I really don't have one that I use because I use them all.
Right.
Yeah.
So hold on. I'm catching up here, guys. Desiree's asking, do you practice? Also, do you practice?
Do I practice? Yes, you have to practice
Uh,
every day.
he was talking about the witchery.
Yeah, I practice every day.
With
It's like
power comes
it's
knowledge.
like I said. That's why I like going into some gifts that I use. I it's because like anything, you have to practice. You have to exercise it. You know, and or you'll get flabby, and you know what I mean, or you get rusty and weak. And I learned that the hard way because there was a time there that I didn't do anything for a number of years, and then I went and tried to deal with something, and I got my butt whooped, nasty. You know what I mean? And because I wasn't up to date. You know what I mean? And so you have to practice. You know, you can't run from it. You're going to live a miserable life if you try to run from it, because you're never going to fit in anyways. And if you're trying to fit into somewhere, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
And unless you're using your abilities or your gifts, um, and exercising them, then you're going to live a miserable life. I lived that for a long time because
Yeah.
I knew what I needed to do, but I was trying to live would say a regular life, but it just not
Mhm.
for me. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I struggled with it for years, trying to kill that person, that I didn't that I felt was wrong until I finally got past that. But like I say, I will go into um, antique stores because antique stores there's a bunch of stuff in there from all kinds of places and people, so you can use your ability for to pick up on things. If you have the
Mhm.
ability to see, like I said, I don't remember the names. When you touch something, you pick up something that's old and you can see it. I
Yeah.
forgot what that's called. Or you touch the walls on a house. I forgot what that's called. And
Um. Oh,
see, that's why I don't worry about the names. I just know I
Yeah.
can.
Names.
That's
Yeah.
why I know I
Names is
can do it.
nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a good place to go for me. It's where I go, and you can play around with that and exercise that. You
yeah.
know.
This next one is from Michaela. Is there anything you would change about your abilities?
Yeah, I want more.
How can you have more than everything? When you were asked about your
I
abilities, you
want
should
them
have everything.
stronger.
How can you have more than everything?
I want them stronger. I want to be like
Mhm.
Doctor Strange.
This one is from Pam. Anthony, do you teach others about their abilities?
No,
No. I'm catching up, folks. I'm catching up.
I'm
And
quick. I'm quick too. I'm quick to answer.
I'm
No,
quick
I
happy.
don't.
Excuse me, you're supposed to be an open book. We need longer answers. This one is from Desiree. How do you find the time from life and its trails to openly practice?
It's an everyday thing.
Trails. Trails.
It's just it's like if you want to be a podcaster or something like that, or regardless of what, you have to have people, so you have to get out there. Just, you got to put it out there, put your name out there. So it's social media. Social
Yeah.
media for me is 7 days a week, 24/7. It's 24/7 for me. It's
I think
nonstop.
so.
So it's like
Yeah.
anything else. You can meditate when you're driving down the road. You don't have to go home and get into your dark room. You can do it anytime, and then the stronger you get, the easier it is that you can do it anywhere. You
Mhm.
Yeah.
know, I was talking to someone the other night about that, and how we use our equipment sometimes. The only reason why we use equipment for most of us is because, like I said, I've been doing this for over 40 years, and I have 40 years of stories. So I can tell you 40 years of stories, some really good stories, but I didn't have anything to validate it. So it just becomes a story. But if I have something that I can talk about, but then show you, like I did the forest. Remember when I showed you that? I showed you the portal, and so I'm not only talking about it anymore. Now I actually have it to show it to you.
Right.
So that's the reason why. But the thing is, for me, is that, um, like I was talking to my friend, and I was saying, for him to reach to a point where he doesn't need. We were talking about crystals and saging and all that,
Yep.
of that we need to reach a level where we don't need that, because I have a necklace that I wear, and it's labradorite.
Right.
And labradorite it helps for the frequencies to open up portals.
Mm-hmm.
I wear them on my bracelet. I mean, I have different bracelets that I wear, and one of them is like that too. So, but the thing is that the the labradite, you can charge it either by using selenite or
Mhm.
you can charge it using your own breath.
Okay.
See, and that's what got me when I read that. It's like I said, you can use your own breath to charge it. So then I am the charger. Then the power, the energy is inside of me because I'm apparently charging something that's supposed to be helping me, but I'm helping it to help me. So you see, so let's take it to the next level. So take that into your abilities to make them stronger. Well, you don't need anything. It's just you. So you can do things. You can do if you want to astral project. Like I can be here right now talking to y'all, but I can remotely go somewhere else at the same time right now if I wanted to.
I will. Let's keep you here in the present. You know, you've got an interview today.
Yeah.
There's really traveling
Well,
over here now.
I'll still function. I'll still be functioning here, talking and everything. But like half my brain, you can say, will be somewhere else.
Well, my brain does that all the time. No, during a podcast, any other time. The next question is from Michaela again. Do you care now about fitting in, or was it just when you were a child?
Uh, no, I don't. It doesn't matter anymore because, like I said, you're never gonna fit in. Even if you're around the same type of people as you're not gonna fit in because we're. It's like we're destined to be. We have to be by ourselves, because even when you get around other people, you'll pick up on their stuff,
Mhm.
and so you have to learn how to shield yourself from that.
Yeah.
And then if not, then they're gonna because they do have abilities. They're gonna start draining you,
Yeah.
and then so you're gonna so you have to protect yourself from that, and so you don't really you will never fit in.
No, that's true.
The sooner you get that, the better
Legitimately,
your life's gonna be.
I legitimately believe that because I mean, who does fit in? And that's not just people with abilities. Also, are people that we're all odd and strange.
Anthony, can you tell us how you were a minister?
The what? Sorry, I didn't
You
get that.
you were a minister.
I left there for a minute.
Oh, get back here onto this podcast, you. I'm telling you, get back. Please.
How, if you could tell everybody how you were a minister.
Oh
I
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I was an ordained minister, associate pastor for like 10 years in the Christian church,
Mm,
and which was good too because I was in a deliverance ministry.
mm,
So, of course, a lot of it's much hocus pocus. I mean, sorry if you're offended by it, but open your eyes. So yeah, that was a pretty good lesson also,
mm,
and because I got to see that side of society of why
mm,
we have the Christian faith so huge, you know. But to me, and what that is because, um, and I don't know how much I can get away with here. I don't want to
oh,
get you in
hey,
trouble.
hey, please feel free.
Anything.
Okay, well, if you're in the Christian church, for most people they are, and
Mhm,
like I said, and I spent a lot of time in there, and I'm very well versed in the Bible.
mhm,
Uh, don't mean I follow it anymore, but do have knowledge of it.
yeah.
Is that if a person claims to have the supreme power and the supreme power flows through them, God, the Holy Spirit, all this flows through them, Jesus,
Yeah.
then I have yet to find one person that will go with me on an investigation to help somebody,
Mhm,
because that's what it's all about, is to you go out and you spread the gospel.
mhm,
The Bible says that you cast out demons, you step on, nothing can hurt you. Okay, well, you lay hands on the sick and they're healed. So you
yeah.
have
Yeah.
this power, you have this supernatural power that you were given. So
Mhm,
then you're helping people.
mhm,
Okay, well, I got a person over here that has exactly what it's talking about. Just use the word demons, because that's still another word that's not used correctly. And
yeah.
um, so we need to go up there and help them. But
Yeah.
yet, I've asked so many people in the church that I've known, hey, go with me. Oh, I can't go in there, man. That's dark stuff. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
what's going on? So I would say to that is go back and you look at it. You ask some questions in there. You know, I know they're probably gonna kick you out anyways, but that's good. That'd probably be the best thing to happen, kick you out of church. And then go find some real knowledge.
Yeah.
And then somebody asked something up here. With power comes knowledge, and if you don't have the
Aye.
knowledge,
We passed that ages ago. That was Angel, I believe.
oh, but I didn't answer that one. With power comes knowledge, and if you don't have the knowledge, I can get yourself into situations. I can't see it too good. There's too far.
Wait, no, I can try and find it again. It is there. With power comes knowledge, and if you don't have the knowledge, I can get yourself, and you can get yourself into situations. I get that.
Yeah. Well,
That-
you do get yourself into a situation, but sometimes it's good as long as they don't kill you, because you're gonna learn after that.
I know. You trust Anthony to go back like 10 bloody answers ago. I've got to scroll my screen down. Thank God I've got a touch screen. That is annoying.
What is it? Yes, in Bible was what?
That it says, yes, and the Bible is written by Spirit, I believe, but yeah, the church has to fit if you mention Spirit. Or has a fit if you mention Spirit. I just walk in and go Spirit with my bottle of vodka, you know what I mean? It's happening. But to be fair, if you open a Bible though and read it, all of us have sinned. Every single one of us.
So what is she trying to say? If you walk into a church and you mention spirit,
They have paddy. There will be paddy. I mean, they fling the toys at the pram.
So is that what she's saying? If you go into a church and you say spirit, they
have
look
a fit,
down
yes.
on you?
But she wants to know Anthony's thought on it. So
to what? To yes, and the Bible was written by Spirit.
Aye, the one she just said, if you go into a church and say, mention Spirit, they have a fit.
Oh no! I mean, it depends what you're going to mention. You know, spirit, because they're going to look at it as an evil spirit, or they're going to talk about the Holy Spirit, or angel spirit. I mean, depends what you say in there. You know, if you mention anything besides the Holy Spirit, then they're going to grab you and throw you in a room and try to cast that out of you.
Oh
yeah, that's what we did in deliverance ministry. Deliverance ministry, they would take people and they would take them to a room and close the door, and you got like 6-7 people in there, and they're all praying and they're trying to cast that demon out.
So if I went to your church, say when you were still an ordained minister, and I went to your church and they knew I had abilities and all this, they would push me into a room.
Yeah, you would be considered as demon possessed, and you are saying your.
Oh, here, I don't disagree with that. I know, Donna.
Whoa. So I would be demon possessed, and
you would be considered as demon possessed, and your power comes from Satan. Same thing with you heard. This is the same thing. That's why I say 1692, same thing.
Wow.
She said exactly, Anthony. No, I'm saying the pastor says I headed in the wrong direction because I've been on an investigation. Well, we had someone that believed in Jesus, and he was a paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
Like he was like, what was it, David Dean from the Anthony? He was, his words were, Jesus isn't a religion, it's a faith. That's his exact words. And I quite like that.
Anthony was on that podcast because Anthony kept asking him all kinds of questions. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms if I open that one up when it comes to that.
But
when it comes to belief and investigating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe it doesn't matter who's on asking the questions. If you need to ask them, you need to ask them. That's why we do podcasts. If people get offended by the question, then there's an issue.
It's because look,
you doesn't answer the question. You should, if someone's asking a hard-hitting question and somebody gets over dramatic about it means that there's a reason they're uncomfortable. That's why I like a podcast.
Yeah,
and I like someone to be open.
It's because when I've asked those questions before. I mean,
Mhm.
I mean, no, I've asked them. I've had those debates on my podcast because it doesn't make sense to me.
For debating.
And not that it just don't make sense to me, it don't make sense
Yeah.
because regardless of what, if you're out there in a place, and like I remember, like he was saying, is
Mhm.
if you walk into this place that you know has something dark in it, okay, and you you're mixing two things. You know,
Mhm.
you're mixing, still investigating, because you're actually going out and looking for these places, which he did.
Yeah.
And the dark has nothing. The Bible says that the light doesn't have anything to do with darkness.
Yeah.
So this is why they don't go to, you don't go to bars, you don't go here, you don't go there, to these places. You know, you go wherever the Holy Spirit leads you, wherever God leads you to. Now he can say he led you into here, but you better be right. But if you're constantly doing it, then you're doing it on your own. Because I would ask him too. I would ask him then. So did then God tell you to go there? And if he says no, well then you just disobeyed because you just did something you're not supposed to do. See, that's what happens is you mix things to make them work for you, but they don't work because in the first place, when you do a spell, you're going to use correct words. You can't
Mhm.
when you bake a cake, you have to follow directions, or it's not going to
Yeah.
come out right. You know, you can't do it your way. It's got to be the way that it says to do it if you want it that way to work. So you can't just come in and say and use something that really you don't even know what it means, because if you did, you won't be using the word Jesus, because the word Jesus doesn't exist. Sorry to break everybody's heart with that, but it don't.
I'm
Because
all broken.
because the letter J is not in the Hebrew alphabet. So how could it be Jesus? Now you go to the Greek and it's going to be Iosis, but it's still the same thing. That's not his name. He's not Greek. He's not American. He's not, he comes from Israel. And so he's Jewish, but it's not that's not his name. And there he does have a name if you go and do your research, but you have to get out of this Western world, because this don't even come from the West in the first place. So once you do that, you will never go to church again, because
Right. Well, I've
you're
never
being
been.
because you're being taught by somebody who doesn't even know what they're talking about. They're only following it because preaching is easy. It's not hard. Anybody can
Mhm.
be a good actor, and and so do your research. Get out of this Western mind and go to where the origins are at, and then you'll find out. So how can you go and cast something out in a false name?
For
And
all.
how can it have power? Because if you do anything else, it's not going to work. You can't use rocks for eggs when you bake a cake. You have to use eggs. Just
Yeah.
because they look like eggs don't mean it works.
Yeah.
So that gets me fired up though. It really
I,
does.
I'm not, listen. I'm not trying to get you fired up because I don't go to church, so I don't know. I'll admit I don't go to church, so I don't
I
know.
haven't, I haven't stepped in church in, wow, years.
Right.
M- Many, many
I
years.
don't think a church would be still standing if I walked into it. So I just
I said the same. I said the same. My mom was always, I said, Ma, if I walk into a church, it'll probably fall down.
well, I'm pretty sure my son and mum would say that, but I don't think it's because I think it's because I question too much about it. There's too many. Like every time they answer a question for me, I've got another one lined up, ready,
My,
and because you have to. I mean, this is something that was wrote years and years ago. So
yeah. My daughter, my youngest is the same. She's like,
You see,
everything is a man-made book.
yeah.
I don't believe nothing.
I don't mean to cut you off, but just I can bring it down with one thing. If
right.
if you go if a person is doing that, and regardless of what, if you go in there and you speak to a spirit, no matter what, you're talking to something that's already passed on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means and if you're following, even if you mention the word Jesus or God or Yahweh, whatever you want to mention to it out of the Bible, you have to follow it 100%. You can't go outside of it. Hey, this is what you follow, and and it even says you can't change this. So if you go in there in a place and then you speak to anything, like I heard this gentleman say, then you're speaking to something that's already passed on. So we can say it the way it says, someone who's already died. So you're speaking to the dead. The Bible calls that a necromancer, and there's something that is in the old in that was considered the Old Testament, which is not really the Old Testament, just what they named it. It's the
Yeah.
Book of Moses, and so you you're already breaking the law that you can be put to death according to God.
Oh, here.
So the thing is, so you're a necromancer because that's how really what we all are, because we all do this. So what we do, according to the word, we're witches and devils and everything else, and we should be put to death. So you can't tell me that you follow this book, and then you walk in and you speak to something that's already passed on, because that's what it makes you. You know,
Oh,
like this. We have when I used to minister, I used to say like this. We have a nice way of saying things. We had an affair. He had an affair, or she had an affair. Okay, that's a nice way of saying it. No, you're a fornicator, and you committed adultery, and you're an adulterous person, and the Bible says that you're going to go to hell for it.
oh.
But that's what it really says. But we will change it and say, oh, they had an affair. So see, everything's always sugar coated in a nicer way, and it needs to be set the way it really is. So it's the same thing. You're a necromancer. I don't care. You went in there, and even by any because you believe in that book, then you have to. Then that the very book's going to catch you on fire, because that's what it. So how can you go in there and contradict that?
Yeah.
So that's how I see it, because that's what it is, and I come from there, so I know, and I can debate it, and I won't debate. I can challenge anybody.
Right, who's up for challenging Anthony? Who there is a Jesus person that wants to, like, because I'm game for this. Who's all about Jesus? I don't even know, because
So I'm gonna be put to death, at least the wife.
So I'm going to be put to death, at least. Who has been put to death?
Yeah, that's what'll happen.
At least the wife will be able to.
If
Emma.
that's the way, if that's the way you believe, then yeah,
No.
that's gonna happen.
One.
No, don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Hi, Anthony.
Human.
Right, so now she's popped off and I'm kind of left on my own. What else, what other subjects gets you riled up? Because I don't think anyone's going to debate the Jesus way. What other subjects, do you get really fired up about?
That one, and the one about when it comes to witches and devils and demons and.
It's a great subject, isn't it? We're just debating here, just
and
debating.
those things. Because I've also heard this, that okay, if God gave me these abilities,
right,
and I was created this way, then I use them. Then I'm going to use them for good. Okay, but see, then if I want to believe that, then okay, if that's what I'm going to believe, then God gave me these gifts. So then how can God condemn me for giving me something that He gave?
I dare somebody to take him on that one.
I mean, it's true. But other people would tell me, no, the devil gave you those, Satan gave you those, because you're working these gifts, to they don't come. But it's the same thing. If you read your Bible, they all did the same thing. It's just called different things. You know that witches were called oracles before then, and everybody went to oracles. Then the church came in and changed it and called it witch and Wicca, and that's where the word witch comes from.
Right.
So then that it got demonized. Now, but the Bible has its words for everything, because then now when we say we're saying this is good, the Bible says too. Then at these times, the people are going to say that evil is good and good is evil. It's got a scripture for everything, but it was written 1,500 years after everything. So remember that.
You just keep going, Anthony. So, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm that's 100%. I'm like,
what I'm just saying is, this is why I say do your research on it. You got to get out of that box. I was in that box for 10 years, but I already came in from the dark side, if you want to say that. So I saw things that were even darker in the church that I seen out here. You talk about somebody conjuring up a demon and summoning up an entity. I've seen things just as dark in the church do like that. Pam
says, Sorry, we had to. David, sorry, first said, in my opinion, it's what you do with your gifts. And then Pam said, I'm upset because the pastor says I have to interpret the Bible exactly like he does, but we all interpret it differently. Right, Anthony, it's a gift he gave you.
Well, yeah, you gave us a mind to find things out. I would just say this.
Hey, Anthony.
I say this to people. I don't say it anymore, but ask your pastor why you go on Sundays. And he's going to tell you this. Well, just because that's when the Christians went. Well, you know that's a sun god, right? That's why it's called Sunday. You know that all the names of our week come from gods. Sunday, Thursday's Thor, Friday's Frida. Come on. So you go to church on Sundays and worship the sun god. And where does the sun god come from? Egypt.
That's not the subject I had in mind, you know.
But we do it. But he's going to tell you this. But we do it because that's what we choose to do. Well, you can't choose what you want if you're going to follow the Bible, dude. Get it right.
How can you be sure gifts were given to people by God? Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you have them, right? I mean, I don't know. Ask your pastor.
Well, I don't think Michaela has a pastor. This is Michaela was talking about. I don't necessarily think my girl there has a pastor. Not she might.
Where do you think we got our gifts from?
We got our gifts. We were created with everything. We just don't know that. We forgot. This is why some of us know this, because some of us are really advanced because we come into this world, to serve a purpose. And then the first thing that this society is already made up to make you a slave. It teaches you, the first thing it's going to teach you is just really you go to school, you get a job, you get married, you have more slaves, little kids, and then you work for the rest of your life, and then you die. And that's it. That's your only purpose in this society, if you think about it. Yes, you're given a little freedom. You think you're free. You get your little vacation. You get to go here, go to the beach, whatever, but maybe for a week, and then you come back again to your same thing again, your routine. It's you never expand yourself. You never use anything. Those are the people that are just shut in to anything. Those are the skeptics where they come from. I don't believe in this. No, I don't believe in that, because you never see anything. And if you did, you don't forgot. So, but if you start to use your gifts at a young age, because it's going to be a lifetime, you can't learn some of this stuff in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not a 12-week course.
Yeah.
And, so this is stuff. This is your life.
Well, we could say this is your life with Anthony. Kelly, hiya Kelly, darling. If your gifts were given, then how come not everyone has these gifts?
They do. I just said that. You just don't know.
I mean, she's probably put that up 8 weeks ago.
You do.
I'm trying to catch up. Thank you very much. This is Tom Bailey.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom.
That's Tom. Tom's gonna be going with me to San Antonio, and I'm gonna leave him in the forest.
No.
Oh, yeah. Don't be saying that on the pod, eh?
Tom's a nice guy.
Can I put a disclaimer up that we do not condone any acts of leaving people in the woods?
He's bait. He's my bait. He's gonna be my bait.
And we do not condone bait. And we do not condone anything Anthony says from here on in. Hi, Tom. But, well, that is just not right.
Tom's a very nice guy.
Well, he's not anymore because he's left now. Can you all please slow down? Hey, Tom, that's just people. Hi, Kimmy. Wait. I'm coming. Just picking up. Kel has her gifts but chooses not to use hers and lives a healthy life without using them. Well, some people do. Wait, then now I'm coming.
Ghost bait. There you go.
Yeah, I don't think you should be ghost bait. We don't condone this on Life's Mysteries. But, you know, I mean, we don't condone a lot of things.
Anthony always has ghost bait every time he goes, and he'll tell you who's the ghost bait. Last time, I think it was Pedro. Wasn't it?
The story of Jesus is a copy of Nubis.
You can't hunt without bait, right?
I have one ability that really is the ability to annoy Emma and Donna. Yes! Absolutely, Dodger Vita. You do. You're so good. Nobody's left us goat bait. Goat bait?
Yeah.
I can't get my words out now.
Every good hunter has bait. So you see, you can't hunt without bait. So this is no different.
Can we not put Donna as bait?
It was the lurker.
Then I'll put it on Life's Mysteries.
She's telling you to use me as bait.
No, I didn't say use her as bait. I said, could you? And then we could like do a collab on Life's Mysteries with Donna just going, get me out of here. It would be fun.
Yeah, but I was going to go into the forest with him. I wanted to. He was going to.
No, I mean physically. Right? Just take you on in there, leave you, Tom, and whoever he wants, right? And I'll record Life's Mysteries and have a giggle in myself.
No. I ain't going to be left. No. But I said I would go on remotely.
She said, but you could do it for Phobia Week.
Oh.
Hey, I'm getting into this. Back me up, hands, just for once. Back me up.
You want to send me a ticket?
I'll send you a ticket.
Oh boy.
I'll send you a ticket. Not a problem. You tell me where you want to go, darling. I'll send you a ticket. Anywhere you want to go. One way, obviously, because you're bait. You need bait for a ghost hunt. It makes it more exciting. That I'm trying to get that because I'm trying to get Donna to do it. But I don't think she's going for it. I'm out eating dinner, watch my Paranormal Fam on my phone. Are you? What you having? Anything nice? Like it's like nearly 2:30 in the morning here. So is it something nice?
Give me 2 days to think about it.
2 days? Oh yeah.
Look, I've been to the forest remotely, okay?
Right, but your admin says do it, Donna. your admin, Michaela. I mean, all your admin are thinking the same, I think. And even Mama Bear, she'd be sitting there the same doing it. And then Anthony, he'll talk you through it. Because I believe in Anthony, well, slightly. But I believe in you, Anthony. I believe in you.
You not leave me there because
Anthony, I'll call you.
I know.
Prank coming up.
No prank. No. I ain't agreeing if that,
I'm naked and afraid. Could you imagine? Oh no, I know that running about naked in the woods.
I will go to the woods. I will do it if he stays right by my side.
No, that's not how it looks.
Anthony has to stay. Donna, do you have to do it? What?
Donna, you have to do it. I'll send Neville over if you don't.
No. Keep Neville.
Anthony, we need to talk more about this. I agree with.
All right, we'll talk more about this. But you have to promise. You have to stay by my side.
Anthony doesn't use lights in the woods at night. Yes. Come on.
I already know that. I've been following Anthony.
Right.
Since he started.
Anthony, mate, we need to talk about this before she goes privately.
I already know about all that. Nobody's telling me anything new.
Right, Anthony doesn't use. So how can we do naked and afraid? Who said naked and afraid? I don't think they could do naked and afraid because they don't have lights. We've already seen nothing.
I don't mean that towards you, Emma. But it was the comment. But I already know everything, how Anthony works and everything like that. I already know that.
Right. Well, I think this is Anthony. We'll talk about this because I think she's going to agree today. We'll talk about this privately. Without Donna.
Yep.
I'm only kidding. You took that way too seriously. But Anthony, somebody wants you to date naked and afraid.
No, there was a comment that was said is what I was talking about. I'm serious. I will go. I will do it. But Anthony has to stay by my side.
Right, we're off that subject because somebody wants Anthony to be naked and afraid. Basically, what happens, right, is you get your kit off and you've got like some leaves, right, and you go onto this island. Right, I'm just telling you what I know yet. So, what are you thinking of it so far?
Well, hey, Carol.
Have you ever watched Naked and Afraid, Anthony?
What's that? Everyone's watched Naked and Afraid. It's bloody good.
Not
Right,
me.
what you do is they strip you of your clothes, your indignity. So they strip you of everything, right, Anthony? But you've got leaves that cover.
Oh, Matt, help me, Matt. I'm running naked in the forest right now. They got me running naked, Matt.
And they drop you off like Peru, Mexico, any kind of Caribbean island. Anyway, you have to hunt your own food. You have to learn how to do your own fire.
Naked.
Everything.
Naked.
That's what I'm gonna do when I go back. I'm gonna build a little fire. I'm gonna build a little fire in that third gateway where that big chair was at. And that's where I'm going. And I'm going to build.
Matt, that's not very nice. He was asking for your help, Matt. He was sincerely begging you. Matt, to be fair, he said to us before we come on, we can talk about anything. Nothing was off limits, Matt. Yeah, nothing, right? So somebody wants him to be naked and afraid. Do you think you should do it, Matt? I think we should put him in front of him. I'm just going to get everyone. We could send Matt with you. You and Matt could do Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll bring Ken Allen too, and that'll be it right there.
Yes, I will watch that. Can we bring Victor as well?
We'll have a blast.
Everybody.
I bet Ken Allen would do it.
I know he'd do it. I know he will.
What did he say? He's the wraith. What?
Wraith Prince.
He doesn't need a consultant.
No, he does. He needs somebody to be naked and afraid to him. What are you saying, Matt? You up for it, yeah? We'll put you down as well. Oh, look, you've got God. Yeah. You've got Matt and Anthony doing
naked and afraid.
We got Carol going too. We're all going to get naked in the forest. There you go.
Let's all go with our podcasts. We'll dare in Naked and Afraid.
Yeah. We'll do the first. See, Carol's going to go too, so we'll get her in there.
Well done, Carol.
We'll have the first.
Yep. Anyone else want to go for Naked and Afraid?
We'll have the first naked podcast in the forest.
Listen, I said I'll go, but I'm not going in there naked.
What do you mean you're already halfway there, Matt? I'm sorry to disturb the show. What do you mean you're already halfway there?
Somebody's sitting there with no pants.
Oh! That show has gone.
Yeah, Debbie and Kimmy will get naked too.
Yeah, we're all gone. I'm gone.
We're all going.
The admins are gone. Kelly and Michaela, Matt.
And then we'll really
anybody else want to get in on this?
We'll really have the spirits come out.
Matt's already halfway there. Carol, she's gone. Kelly's not gone. Hey, Kelly, you will be gone. You will be gone, Kel. Michaela, you'll be gone and off. We've all got to go. We could have our paranormal Naked and Afraid. Yeah, add it together, right?
And that's some crazy woods. That's some crazy woods too to get naked.
And we'll get Victor.
We'll be just like the natives. We'll be just like the natives because the natives.
Right. See? We can get Victor Santiago. He can host it. And then walks Anthony.
Victor can host it.
Aye, Victor can host it. Matt's already halfway there. He's practicing before we go. You know, he's doing the whole practicing round. I think we should not actually seriously consider this. Just wanted to stop by quick. I'm hosting the Global Ghost Hunt at the moment. Good luck, Matt. Hope it goes well.
Yeah. See you, Matt.
Much like, how can he be naked and hosting at the same time? Let's get on this podcast. Wait a minute.
He podcast with no pants on.
He goes.
How do you think I am right now? I only got my red shirt on. That's it. You can't see the rest. I'm at home. I'm at home and comfortable. I just got the shirt on.
I love podcasts. I bloody love them. We always, I'm bloody lost now.
We went wrong.
Like, this totally changed, and now he's sitting, and Donna, she's no pants on, and nobody's got pants on.
I got pants on.
she's so gullible. Right.
Gullible. I want people to
We
know.
better start quick. Like, we better, right? So,
Hang on.
Tom's taking his quick. It's getting a bit hot. And quick, Donna. Bloody ask another question, will you? Come on, quick, because it's getting hot in my gas.
All right.
Right.
So, tell us a little bit about the forest.
A little bit about the forest?
Yeah.
Oh man, there is no little bit about that.
When you first started with the
2
forest.
years of that. When I first started going.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, like I said, the first time that we went, we weren't planning to go anywhere. My son was doing a show. He was doing he's a music artist, so we went down there to go do a show. And then after the show, we came outside, and then we're just thinking about what to do. So I just, let's just go somewhere, So I actually just Googled that place, haunted places in San Antonio. And there was a lot of them that popped up. That one just caught my eye. So we went, and like I said, and that place changed our lives.
Yeah.
We never came out the same. We went in one way and we came out another way. It literally, it's I say this about it now. 3 things happen if you go there. Either you're going to lose your mind, or you're going to be, I need to find a good word for this, because whatever abilities that you have, they're going to be updated. And that's the only way I can say it. You're going to come out there way on a different level. Your abilities will be your old abilities that you went in with won't be any good anymore, because now it's kind of like an old phone. When you update your phones, you like this phone, but this phone here is okay. Well, that's what you're going to be like, or you're not going to come back. You're not going to come back. Either you're not going to come back, or you're going to be updated, downloaded, whatever, or you're going to lose your mind. So,
look, can you explain to them why?
Well, you're gonna cross over into other dimensions, and that's another one that I would debate with anybody. And I've kind of already have with some really, really, really smart paranormal people that come out on these podcasts. They say that it's impossible to cross over physically because physics won't allow you to. Well, it's like I said, then go with me and I'll show you something.
Yeah.
Just give me a date and time and I'll meet you there, because I'm always ready to go to San Antonio.
Yep.
And so you will cross into other places and you will see other beings. Me and Reggie were watching the video last night, and we were on there for about 5 hours together. And we caught so many shadows, people in it. Did you remember when you saw them moving?
Yep.
He saw it in the same place y'all saw it moving. And then not only that one, but even more. And then we also found other things that were in that video.
Yeah.
So you will cross, and that was during the daytime.
The more you watch it, the more you see.
Yeah, the more you watch it, the more you'll see it. But that was during the day, and I'm glad that I caught that. I finally caught it because I've been talking about it, quite a few, and I still don't really get too in depth in it because sometimes I think that people won't get it. Because there's something that you're going to have to experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like with me and the dolls. I wanted to experience I wanted to experience something with a haunted dolls. I wanted to have an experience. Well, and I did. I pushed it to the point that I almost got possessed by one.
And Donna kept telling him, no, don't do it, don't do it.
And I kept buying more, and I kept buying more, and then until finally I got them all together that one night on my podcast, and they freaking turned on me.
Yep.
And I felt it. That's not the first time this happened to me. Apart from that. But I knew that this was something was fixing to get inside of me,
right?
And I pushed it out, and I ended the podcast. I went to bed, and I said, okay. In the morning, I didn't even think it. I mean, I thought it, but I covered my mind, so I can do that where you can cover your mind. So
Yeah.
they couldn't hear me because I didn't even want them to know what I was going to do. And I
Mhm.
did it as soon as I went to sleep, got up at 4 in the morning, grabbed them all, threw them in the truck, and bye bye. And
Yep.
uh, and even then, I still kept my mind because I could feel them that they were trying to get me to, no, no, don't take us away, don't take us away,
Yeah.
no. Even the little one, Mandy, she was like, no, no, even me, yeah, even you too, bitch, you're out of here too, because because all of y'all, man, all of y'all were fixing to get me, and so but now I can say this, no, I'm not afraid of them. I don't put anybody down. I still have friends that have dolls, and I will work around them and everything. I just won't own one myself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I already know I'll get another one, and I'm gonna have like 19 of them right out and within a week. So
Tom said, Anthony, I might have talked the dolls up like that. You know how I can talk stuff into existence.
yeah, but one of the dolls I got it from him.
Good night, Michaela, sweetie.
Actually, you know what? That doll that was sitting behind me all the time, the tall one, that one
Yeah.
I got that from Tom.
Really.
I
Tom.
don't care. I don't
Yeah,
care where you've got them as long as you've not got them on the screen.
right.
I
Well,
don't care
the
what you
tall
do.
one. That tall one was the one I got the worst feeling from. Was
Don't
that
you,
tall
you,
one?
But
you said don't put them on the screen?
Anthony, I swear to God, you're pushing my buttons.
No,
No, no, no, no,
no,
listen,
no, no, no. It's not a doll, Emma. It's not a doll. He's messing with you.
Anthony, I swear to God, she would just put him at the bottom. I thought he was getting. Good night, girls. Thank you for staying up so late. And I'm going to go and kill somebody. Not literally. We don't condone violence on this
Good
page,
night,
but
girls. Love
put it all
you.
out. Would you consider it? I thought that's what he was doing.
No,
How am I supposed to know?
no, that's what I wanted to tell you. It's just there's a little light. It's all. I wanted to make sure you weren't having a heart attack.
Tom, I might just blame you because I think you're winding this up, Tom. I don't like dolls. It's one of my things. I
Good night,
thought I had a
girls.
doll and it was your fault, Tom.
Love you, girls.
Love you in the night, girls. Thank you for staying up. And it's not even night. I don't know why everyone's laughing. It's not even that funny. Anthony, you're a wind up merchant.
Can you quickly explain when you come back from the forest how you feel?
Yeah, every time we go, every time I've been there, you always it's like I said, it's like going and getting an upgrade. It's another download. Like when you upgrade your computer, you got you'll see it on the computer, you have a new update, right? Then you hit it and it deletes the old one and puts in the new one with new stuff. Your phone does the same thing. You get new updates. So it basically is the same thing. Even last night, I was telling my wife, I said, you know what? When I go back again this time, I'm not coming back the same because I get tired of being this way. Every time that I go, it's my abilities. Well, it's like even your ability. If you just have one, there is so big that
Yeah,
we don't even realize how much of it is in there. We think we're using, we learn how to do um, channeling or whatever it is that we don't. You know what I mean? Whatever, just whatever it is, and we only use it that much.
yeah,
But it's strong. I mean, it's strong. Some people are down here, but
yeah,
and we think we already got our glasses full, but it's not. We still got about that much more.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And but then again, depending on you, like I was saying earlier, if you don't exercise your gifts, then they're never going to start to grow. So you're never filling your glass up with more knowledge of it, with
Yeah.
more and more understanding. And then if you're really slow, well, then I guess what happens? You get old and you pass away. And you never used it all because we
Yeah,
only have a certain amount of time,
yeah.
and so this place, what it'll do is it'll download into you and
Okay.
you'll come back more and more and more and more just with that one gift. And so you see things differently, you learn patterns, and like now I learn patterns, how patterns of time, like I said before, time doesn't exist for me. It's different. I was like that already. I caught on to that a long time ago, and then I learned how to play with it. And then but here now it's totally different. You see the patterns and everything. You see how life is put together. See what I mean? We don't get into a lot of that thing of how we were created in our existence. What the scientists are trying to do all the time, they're trying to always go back to the Big Bang, and see how the universe was created. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. You start to see it here, but um, so every time you go in, stuff like that will happen, but also too, you're going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged with those because you have a battle to fight. Because if
Yeah.
we're going to help people, when we go as investigators, right? Okay, we go somewhere. Some of those other beings that they're there, they're a lot older, and so of course they know everything because they're not like us stuck in this body. And like for me, I'm always saying, you can ask my wife, man. I'll get up out of bed or whatever, walking across the front room, mumbling, "I hate this body."
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, I do that.
and I'm
Yeah.
just saying because I've never, because for me, I've always felt that I was trapped in this body.
Yeah.
I'm trapped in it. I've always felt like that. I'm trapped in this. In fact, this will sound funny, but I had this saying that would say all the time. It says, "I used to be beautiful, and then I got stuck in this ugly body. And now I feel pain, and now I feel emotions. I didn't feel that before. I didn't know what those things were, and then now I'm stuck in this body that's dying, aging. I feel pain. I feel emotions." And I didn't feel those before. And I had to actually learn how to deal with certain. I still don't have any. I mean, I still don't know how to cope with some emotions because I don't understand them.
Yeah.
Even right now, as I'm talking about it, when I've talked to my other friends, how some people say that we come from other planets. We're Palladians or we're this or that. And we come to this planet because this is a training ground. Because we come here to learn how humans are.
Yeah.
Because they don't know emotions, they don't know these things. They're so advanced that they already have evolved it beyond this. And so it's kind of funny that even right now that I'm saying it because how I've always felt that, and I've known this because I could do this before, and then all of a sudden it seems like this brain woke up or something, and I started to forget some things. So because I had a real difficult time with that, but as I started to go into this place for me, it started to remind me of who I am.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to turn. Now I can cope with these emotions because emotions make you weak. I mean, I know that I can go some places where people are going to start saying things, but that's fine. I understand.
No,
I
no,
understand. No,
I
no,
think that's
no.
true.
I'm saying this. I understand that they don't understand this yet, and I don't mean that in a bad way. You know what I mean? It's kind of but this is what happens in this place.
Yeah. Right, Carol would like to know when you're going back.
Oh, I'm going back Wednesday.
Wednesday, Carol.
Wednesday
Wednesday.
the 10th, I will be there because on the Thursday the 11th, I'll be doing the Global Ghost Hunt live, but I won't be doing it from the forest. I'll be doing it from a different location.
Oh, speculate, everyone, speculate.
Yeah, but I always, anytime I go to San Antonio, I always go and connect again because I only can stay away so long. I can't be gone. It maybe 2 months, 2.5 months, maybe 3 months at the most, and I'll end up going back. I continuously go back. I have
Yeah.
to. I have no. I really like. I'm away. I don't have a choice. I have to go back.
Yeah. Will you be live?
And then no, I won't be live. I'll be live from the second location on Thursday night. I'll be live because that'll be the Global Ghost Hunt.
Woohoo.
Yeah, but Thursday when I go, I may go live a little bit somewhere, maybe at the forest, but um, not very long. And then I will be going back though on July uh, the 15th, but I'm gonna go. That's on a Saturday, so Friday I'll be 15th, 14th. I'll be going there on the 13th because I'll be there the 13th, 14th, 15th, and maybe the 16th. But that's the one that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So
That's my birthday, so you got to make it count.
well, that's the one that was supposed to go back on the 15th. Remember?
Yeah. Yep.
And I've gotten the rest of the pieces of the puzzle of what I'm supposed to do and what I'm supposed to take.
Huh?
Good. Good.
So I got all that. I got all that now. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool the way what I have to do. Now,
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. The wraith prince does not get scared. Everybody knows.
Oh my God, here we go. Yo, spiel.
But like Donna says, but
Yeah, right.
she,
Right.
this one does have me. It's got me. It's got
Oh.
me on edge because I know what I gotta do, and I
Yeah.
gotta go into this place. And I've only been in there once, and it was during the day when we went. And now I don't know if it's gonna be during the day or night. I don't know. One, because I like night. I like the darkness. I like to be in there in places like that, the dark. And only because the dark, as we know, it your senses. It's because you're more aware of things.
Yeah.
It hides your senses, so your abilities will come up more. It helps you. It helps you.
Yeah.
So, but that one, I am a little edgy on it because I don't know what's going to happen, and I can wrap up all the experiences we've had there, and I don't think it's. I don't.
He's
I don't.
thinking. I already talked to him about it. He's thinking the worst of
Yeah.
it. I keep telling him it's not. It's for the good.
But I think again, doesn't matter. I think if you go in with that expectation, then if it does happen, you can deal with it rather than going in with this illusion that everything's going to be fine. And then if you're going in with all expectations, and I think that's great about it because in that world you're never going to know who you can trust and who you can't. What we can see is very. It's what they want us to see. We don't actually know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's at night. It's not during the day.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do it during the day or at night. I don't know yet. But I know it'll be by myself. I know that. I know. I don't even know if I'm even going to have anybody going with me. I mean, I don't know yet because it depends. Because I've had some.
Well, I think they can go with. Well, I don't know if you want to.
No, they can't go with me. They can't go with me in there. They can go with me inside, but they can't go with me. They can't cross in there. They can stay on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But at the same time too, I don't know right now if I'm gonna, because of certain situations that are going on right now. I maybe just be going by myself to San Antonio.
Nobody at all?
No.
Why?
Well, like I said, there's just some situations that are going on with
private situations. I can get that.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would be bloody petrified then.
Well, that's what I'm saying because I already thought about it. It's like, dude, you might end up just going by yourself.
Anthony, you're not saying the words.
I'm not afraid to go by myself. You know what I mean? But once I get there, because I know that I'm going to go by myself.
Okay, Emma.
This place, that section, that neighborhood is different. Remember how
with him on this, he still has to do it himself.
Yes. Either way, he has to do this himself.
Yeah.
And the problem with these things that is the way. If you had to do it, you'd have to do it by yourself anyway. So really, what you're doing here is what you have to do anyway. Yeah. He is the one that's been called, so therefore he's the one that's got to do it. Nobody can do it for him, and that's the thing. No, it has to be done by him. And like I say, he's got it all mapped out. He's just admitting to being this tad bit nervous about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Debbie, Noah is the well that we're going to. It is the one where Noah's at, and we're gonna. I was thinking about that earlier too. Now that I have some time alone, I was thinking about that.
Who's Noah?
Noah is one. It's a. He's at that well that we're gonna go to.
Okay.
We were there this last time that we went, and we went to a place, and there's a well in this location, and it's got a big tree going out of it. And when we were doing the spirit box, and we were just getting responses like crazy. And when we actually we were able to put it together really quick. It's a man named Noah and another man named David, and they were on horseback, and the man David ended up killing Noah and threw him in the well. So we're gonna. I was thinking, and then we asked him if he was stuck in there, and he said he was stuck. So maybe we're gonna go to that one. Actually, that's gonna be the That's gonna be the for now that I just spilled it. That's gonna be
Right,
the
you told
location I'm
that.
doing for the global ghost hunt.
Is that what you're doing? Will?
Yeah, he got stabbed. He stabbed him in the eye. She
Oh,
remembered. David stabbed Noah in the eye and killed him and threw him in the well.
it's a David thing, isn't it? It's a bloody David thing.
Are you going to stay with us backstage for a few minutes? Because I want to ask you a couple things.
Me?
I'm heading home, gonna warm the tubes up on my computer.
I'm going to go to bed, but
Thank you for joining.
So we're gonna see if we can bring over Noah to the light. I guess if you want to call it that.
yeah.
And that just popped up. That actually wasn't even the original location we were going to. But that's the one that I ended up going out to in San Antonio instead of El Paso.
Okay.
And I think that's just because the El Paso one, what happened is I think they just it's because that was already set up. It was already set up, and then the owners of the cemetery, the Heritage Association that owns that cemetery, they ended up giving me a phone call just the other day, or last Sunday, and which is just a week before I'm going. And then they wanted to know. They had heard that I was going to be down there and going to do an investigation. So I told them who I was with. I got networks. We're going to be live. It's being promoted. Everything else. So it's going to be a good thing for them. And I think they just they kind of hinted in a way, and that it became about money. I think so. Just like the locations now that you got to pay to go investigate.
Yeah.
So, and then once Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures goes there, now it jumped up to $800 for one night when it used
Wow.
to be $50 to go there, So it's the same thing. Once they found out that I was going there and I wasn't just going to be there just doing it for myself, this was going to be
Wow.
be live and everything else all over the place. They saw that, so it's just it turned into something like that. So I just said, well, forget it then.
Yeah, 50 to 800. That's a little much.
No, I'm saying that some locations will do that. Once they find out that some things. So it just turned into that. But that's cool. I got another place, San Antonio. Here I come. Forest. Here I come a little earlier.
I can see if you guys are going somewhere, it's $800, but you have a team, and a big team, and you guys split. But that's a lot of money. Wow.
No, that's just some. I just mentioned that as an example. Some locations that charge for that. They charge. And
a lot of investigate places charge that high amount.
So no Concordia.
Yeah.
But this will be even better.
Yeah.
I think so.
You think?
Yeah, because I know that well is very active. You know what I mean? And then there is someone there that does. I mean, I already know it. Then plus two, I'll be going home for a little bit.
No. This podcast turned really weird.
He loves San
Really
Antonio.
romantic. What the hell?
There, so that he loves San Antonio.
And Carol loves the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody does.
I think we all still ought to get together there the way we were talking earlier. I think we'll have a blast.
Yeah.
Go back to nature,
Yeah.
We'll start a fire and shed everything off and be free.
Oh yeah! Let's not go black bloody there. I think we cringed on her out with that part.
Yeah.
But that's the way it was intended, so I think that's a plan. I'll hop on a plane, I'll come and all. Bring Kelly and Miguel.
I was closer because I really have an urge to do this forest.
Right, well.
I'm so far away.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm talking about going. I'm in the UK. I'm a wee bit further away than you. Nothing. Just this much. Like, for here to Texas is like 11 and a half hours. I've checked it, right? I know, because I know. So it's 11 and a half hours. And that's just to get to Texas. That doesn't mean you're going to land there. So then you get the mere travelling, and it wouldn't take you that long, right? Remember, I've got to leave for Scotland and get all the way over there.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Awesome. If we were able to do that, you know? That would be awesome.
We could do it. What do you mean? It'd be great. We could do it. If we wanted to. Yeah, let's go to Texas.
Yeah, we're still doing that, David. I'm still doing it. I haven't left yet. In fact, we're gonna do it here soon because it's already summer's barely starting. So, yeah.
Well, time is ticking, and he's reminding you that you've got plans, right? So don't forget about your plans.
Yeah.
I'm sexy. We should, eh? It'd be great. We'll get everyone together. But that's what I'm saying. We can do it, and we will do it.
Sexy, and I know it.
Yeah. We'll get in touch. We'll get in touch with our inner selves and everything. We'll all bond.
I think we should, exactly. Right, who's game for this? Kimmy, you coming?
Yeah.
Kimmy's coming.
Run around. I'm sexy, and I know.
We go, yeah.
I'm sexy.
My daughter was just in the UK for part of her honeymoon. Now she's in Ireland. Well, she needs to come to Scotland. Get some great places here. But yeah, that's cool. Ireland is like. Right on. He will make the necessary arrangements. Good, because you end up bloody naked with Anthony and God knows what. Maybe you should make the arrangements, David. It'd be safer. Because our arrangements have gone awry. We don't make arrangements, we make.
I know you would, Kimmy.
Kimmy's gonna do it. Yes, Kimmy
would. I know she would.
Like, basically, if anyone wants to make plans with Anthony, you make the plans and he'll come to it because you don't know what you're getting roped into. But I think we can do it, Donna. What all days I'll come to Massachusetts. I'll pick you up. And again, that's another round trip for me. And we're going to do it.
Yep.
Really bloody clothed, Anthony, maybe. Because Kimmy's... And you know what Kimmy's like? Yeah.
Texas, we're going to invade you.
We're not going to do that. That sounds wrong. That sounds wrong. We're not going to invade you. Like while we're talking about being naked. And I'm not.
You know what I mean.
Hey, what happens in the forest stays in the forest.
Well, hey, Kimmy, goodness, can we get some firemen? Kimmy, let's get some firemen.
What happens in the forest stays in the forest.
You've cringed her out again. Although, who's this? Oh, this is Tom. He's definitely not left us.
I'll be waiting for you girls
to come to Texas, and then we're going to go stripping in the woods. Are you up for it, Tom? Stripping in the woods, pal. Gracias muchas.
Hey, Tom.
Come on, Tom. Well, in fact, Tom, you could go as the fireman. Listen, I'm making necessarily arrangements. Kimmy's up for firemen. Tom could be the fireman. We could have Anthony as the law enforcement officer. But you know, like, but we need like a cowboy and an Indian. I sound like you're missing. What's a cowboy and an Indian? Hmm?
Yeah, we got a lot of natives in the forest.
Right,
the natives that are going to be in there are going to be shaking their head like, what the hell's going to happen here?
Right? Well, just like me, the weird bird for Scotland right now.
Like,
I'm a retired firefighter. Oh, are you a firefighter?
they'll be saying, man, this is the last time we invite the wraith in here.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
They're gonna be like,
Anthony,
what
you're no
the
longer,
hell did Anthony bring this time?
Yeah.
listen, Anthony's no longer important. Tom used to be a firefighter. Woohoo! Yes, I love that show.
Firefighter?
Oh, he is a retired firefighter, search and rescue driver. Well, hey, you're coming. Booked. You've been booked. That would be like the YMCA. Well, because I was trying to make it less, you know what I mean? But did you see we've got an ex-firefighter does me? What, you know me? Streaking in the Texas forest singing fun. Are you coming too, Carol? When you go, love? Loving it. We've got Carol, Tom, me, you. Kimmy's coming. We'll get Debbie. She'll be right up for it. Wow.
Again, no shame in my body. Sorry, Anthony Sabellos.
Oh, I can't see his picture.
What was that?
Watch.
Mom?
I can't really see his picture. That's the only problem. I can't see. His picture's just blue. I'm single. Who's single? Are you single? It's firefighter and single. You continue the show. I'm going to have a look at a picture.
What's the name of his page again? Aquashock?
It's a bloody doll. It's a doll. Oh my God, he's got a doll with his picture. No. Right. We'll have a look later.
I thought Tom Cruise was Aquashock underwater.
Yeah, that's him.
I mean,
That's
the
him.
ex-firefighter single. He was just saying, by the way. And all I can see is a doll, by the way.
Those dolls are underwater.
Is that what that is?
Underwater. I know what he's talking about now. Okay. He does. His investigations are going to be underwater. He's a diver too.
Aquashock paranormal founder, researcher, investigator, U.S. Army veteran.
Yeah, he's a diver.
Excuse me. He doesn't have a picture of himself up on it though.
You're being stalked, Tom.
You're being stalked, but only temporary. Temporary. I want to see if you've got a firefighter outfit on the go.
No, you're going to see him in a wetsuit.
I can't.
He's got pictures of him in a wetsuit.
Yeah, pictures of him in the wetsuit because he's a diver.
Yeah.
Underwater diver.
I don't see them, to be fair with you. And I don't know if I'm even looking at a picture of him. It might no, I don't see the spiders. Oh no. I'm trying to see. I was hoping to be like a fireman's outfit, but I'm sorry, ladies.
He does. He has his. I think he was a captain in the firefighter.
It's
he's got his uniform on too.
Right. Well, it's not on his Facebook page because I've just checked.
So you got to post those pictures, Tom, so people can see
who
you are. You got to put them on your Facebook.
And he's not done it. I was having thoughts as soon as he said, but Aquashock, I know I've just checked him. I've been there, done that, bought a t-shirt. I went straight there and I don't see a fireman's outfit. So we'll wait for that to go up.
Yeah, he just put Aquashock Paranormal. He just put up.
Yes, you better do get right to it. You know, make us at Life's Mystery. This is Life's Mystery, by the way. You could be proving Life's big mystery why women like firemen outfits. What? If you don't bloody ask, you don't get done. I have to hang about running the podcast. I've had a swatch. I don't know if I was looking at a picture of him, but he's quite funny. So that's all right.
Yeah.
There you go. See the things that we could do like Mr. and Mrs. No, that's the wrong show. Blind Date. In fact, we could take Tom to the forest and do Blind Date. Kevin, you're doing Naked and Afraid. Could do Blind Date for him. Come on, that's a podcast. That's a podcast. And I wasn't stalking anyone. Thank you very much. Well, maybe. But you never know. That could have been a podcast. Hey there, firefighter. I've been looking for one of them for how long?
Uh-huh.
We just bloody found one. Thank you, Anthony. Please do come back. You've made my night, Anthony. No, let's if you got any more questions, Donna, because this is turning riot.
No, that's it. I just wanted to ask him a couple of things backstage. That's all.
Oh, backstage. Right. Anthony, is there anything else you would like to say? You and ask.
No, I got a tons, man.
Come on.
We won't get done.
What have you got to say?
Me?
Putting him on the spot. Seeing how he copes under pressure.
Who? Me? You?
Yeah.
Me? You?
Not cope under pressure.
I don't know. I really can't think right now. This thing threw me all off.
He doesn't really cope under pressure, folks.
It went that way. We had it going and then it went that way. Then we got it back. Now it went back that way again.
Wait, no, it's picked back up. I've got some pictures here. Hold on. Oh, here, Donna. Sorry, but you're famous now. Oh, that's not a real fire truck. That's a kid's fire truck. Me. Oh, here, Donna, I'll share this one backstage in. Oh, there's the wetsuit.
Yeah, that's him.
That's all right. I've got them, my friend. Don't you worry about. Oh, look at that. Is that you?
Yeah, he's sending you pictures now.
Aye. So who's stalking who now, Anthony? Oh, Donna. Oh, here, Donna. I think we found a new podcast. Aye, I've just got them. I kept the nice one to myself and never showed that one. Right.
Yeah, Tom just turned this to the dating paranormal podcast now.
He's turned it into the how many thank you. How many funny things can we get? Anyway, guys, this has made my night. Thank you very much, Tom. Add me. Don't mind. If you want to send me, we're finishing up. No, but I want to thank everyone for joining this evening and supporting a little wraith prince, as we call him now. I said yes. Don't know. I love these podcasts. Anthony, thank you for coming on this evening and taking. I know you're really busy, so thank you for sharing what you did with us.
I know
anytime.
More, but
Anthony, did you know anything wrong with this show?
we got a little piece of it, but I know we'll have you back in the future.
Oh, damn right.
Yeah, after I go do this, I'll have more to talk about.
Did you notice anything different about this podcast?
Well, I have new stuff to talk about after this next week.
Like maybe at the start of the podcast.
Did you notice anything at the start of the podcast?
Who, me?
Yeah.
With who? Y'all?
Yeah.
No. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, whoever missed it,
I'll add you.
I came out and said, "Welcome to Life Mysteries. I am Emma."
Oh, yeah.
She said,
we didn't even hang it, but we done a good prank.
It happens. I forget people's names too.
No, we did it on purpose. We did it on purpose as a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we thought you might have noticed because you were the wraith prince.
So we were trying to do it as a joke.
Thank you, Carol, for joining us this evening. Honestly, we want to thank everyone that came on this evening, and obviously, it means a lot to us, and especially for the guests that we have on. Remember to smile. Who? I know Anthony. Give me a smile.
I can smile.
Come on, smile.
Anthony always smiles.
Goodbye, Queenie. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, everyone that's came on tonight to support Anthony. And don't forget, if you haven't already gone over, it's Texas Wraith Hunters, and there's all sorts of great material. So go and support Anthony. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it now as well. Pretty much so. So go and support Anthony.
Good night.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, Scanning the Frequencies will be back. with another great show. We love scanning the frequencies. Why is my computer doing that? My computer's doing that thing again. It's Anthony. He set it off. Oh! Right, my computer's playing up, so I can't see comments. I don't even know what's... I don't know what's happening.
Are you doing that, Anthony?
No.
I'm not even my computer. I don't even know what's happening. So don't forget, as long as you can see and hear me, I'll fix it in a minute. Oh wait, now how am I supposed to stop this live if it's doing that?
I was only playing that.
Right.
Right.
So don't forget to check out Dark Phoenix Paranormal. They'll probably be back out doing some more really good work. We will be back tomorrow night, and it's one you don't want to miss. Dark Phoenix Paranormal will be joining Lice Mysteries on tomorrow's show, so look out for that. That will be 8 p.m. UK. What the hell's happened to my computer? But again, thank you everyone that joined to support Anthony. Don't forget, if you're not following Texas Wraith Hunters, go and have a look. But that's all we've got. We will be back with you. What I say tomorrow, we will be back with you later in the UK and tomorrow in the USA. But Anthony, thank you again for coming on, and you've been absolutely amazing.
Thank you for having me on.
Until tomorrow, until this evening for the UK and tomorrow evening for the USA. I hate the day difference here. We are going to say goodnight, but thank you everyone for joining and continuing to support Lice Mysteries.
Thank you.